Hey guys, it's Danny here. We're going to go ahead and replace a starter on this '04 Jeep Wrangler, the TJ model. It's one of the easier jobs. It takes about 20 minutes if you know what you're doing or if you watch my video. There's two bolts holding it on and two bolts getting the wires on, so it's a quick job, so let's get this over with. So before you get started with doing this whole process, remove the power from the battery, because you got to remember, dealing with the starter, which is right down there, you're dealing with all hot wires and you could get a shock, so just be careful. Just remove it just for caution reasons. So now that it's removed, just make sure you put something between it so the terminal cannot touch the pin here. It's a 12 millimeter to get it off, by the way. So now we're ready to actually take off the starter, so let's get ready. Okay, so this is what your starter is going to look like. It's connected to the transmission. If you're underneath of the vehicle, it will be on the passenger side, pretty much right underneath the passenger seat, almost. There we have the transmission. You just follow the transmission up, and the starter is right here. There's only two bolts holding it on. This one right here, the easy one to get off. Then there's another one that is a little bit more challenging to get off. If you go behind it, on the other side of the transmission, you get this bolt right there. These are the two bolts that are holding it on, so we're going to go ahead and take them off. Okay, so cracking the first bolt. It is a 14 millimeter. So go ahead and crack this loose, and she'll come out pretty easily. The other bolt on the other side, it's actually a 15 millimeter. I don't know why they do this, but two bolts are two different sizes. So go ahead and remove these. Hold on to them. They don't give you new bolts with your starter, so you got to keep these. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the second bolt up top. Alright, we're looking at the starter straight on here. There's one power cord. This is a 13 millimeter. Go ahead and remove this right here, this bolt here, and then there's a little plastic clip. It's got like a small indentation here. You can push up into it, and you literally pinch this clip together, and it pulls right out. That's how easy it is. Anything that's past or older than a 2002 Jeep Wrangler, it's going to be an 8 millimeter bolt holding that on, but 2002 and newer on the TJ model, it's just this little plastic clip. They're pretty delicate, so make sure you don't break them, because it's going to be a huge pain in the ass if you have to get a new one of these clips. Well, not really. I mean, it's a pretty basic clip, but the factory ones are always the best, so just try not to break it. It'll make your job and life a lot easier. So now that we have the two bolts holding it in taken off and the wires disconnected, this whole starter is just going to come out. And this one's busted, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. Keep all of the bolts that came off of your starter, because they don't give you new ones, so you got to make sure you save every bolt. And let's go ahead and put the new one in. Okay guys, we got our new starter here. You got to keep these two bolts. There's one that is shorter than the other. The one that goes into the front here is actually the longer one of the two bolts. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and throw this back up and get the two bolts started. Okay, so you take the longer of the two. Let's get this one started, and that'll just hold it in for now. Then we can plug in the second one, which is the shorter of the two, goes up top behind the transmission, remember. And then we'll go ahead, these need to be tightened still, but we'll go ahead and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just going to connect the power to the starter. And then you plug in your factory little clip for the ground. And then nothing special you got to do. It just presses in until you hear a little click sound. That means you got it all the way in. That one went. And we're just going to go ahead and tighten our 2 bolts. Much easier if you have power tools, but unfortunately I'm doing this out in a driveway. But sometimes cars don't break down in the most convenient of places, so you got to work with what you got. And fortunately I'm in my driveway. These bolts anyway should only be hand tightened. You don't want to really send these home crazy tight with like an impact gun or anything, because if you ever do need to get them out and you're not in the most convenient spot, you want to be able to get them with hand tools. Okay, then that leaves us with one more bolt, which is the power bolt that we need to tighten down. And then guys, we are going to go ahead and finish this job up. So then go ahead and tighten the power bolt. Again, this one doesn't have to be crazy tight, just nice firm hand tight on the power bolt. Just so you know that you have a good solid connection. Okay, that seems to be do it. And then, well guys, our starter is in and complete. Let's see if she starts. There's the finished look of her. Looking pretty good. Let's see if it turns over. Alright, so now that we have everything tightened up, let's go ahead and put our battery terminal back on. Just connect this bad boy up. Give it a nice tighten. Not too crazy, but good tight to hold her up. Alright guys, well that was a pretty simple job. I hope this helped you. So next time you have to change a starter, just watch this video and hopefully you'll get it done. Let's see if she starts. Well, she didn't stay on, but well, at least we know the starter works. So watch my next video and we'll try to figure out what the next problem is. So see you guys later.